This video is a demonstration on how to use some of cInput's functions to assist you in creating your own custom GUI menus, which will allow your players to change the controls of the game at runtime. So what I've done is I have started with a little demo scene which only has a camera in it. The camera has this script attached to it. And then on this script I've already set up so that the escape key will toggle the menu on and off. So to start, I am going to show you how to display a GUI button, which when clicked will allow me to reassign another input to that action. So we start with the Gui Layout Button, and then to display the text we use cInput get text and then the name of the action, which is shoot. And then when we click on this button we'll call cInput change key shoot. So now this should display a GUI button that says the word space, because the primary input for the shoot action is the spacebar. I push escape, and there it is, space. And if I click on it, it lets me reassign it to whatever other button I push. Okay. Now that was just an example on how to show the primary input for an action. If you want to show the secondary action, then it's pretty much the exact same, except you need to pass an additional parameter, which is the number of the input. 1 is for primary, 2 is for secondary. And if you don't pass that second parameter, then it will default to the first one. So I don't think there's anything assigned to the second shoot input, so it should just say none. Let's take a look and see what it does. Left control is what I left it assigned to before, and then the second one says none. So let's make it so you can push space or left control. So this is actually the same as typing it out like this. And that's the same thing. Now obviously this isn't the most efficient way to display all of your buttons, because if you had, say, 50 inputs or actions, then it would take a lot of typing or copying and pasting to display both the primary and secondary inputs for each of those actions. So there's a better way to do it, and I'm going to show you that now. What you do is you use a for loop, and you can iterate through all of the actions, and you use cInput.length function, and it helps if I spell it right, and that will tell you how many actions have been defined in cInput. And then it's very similar to what we just did. First we're going to start with a Gui Layout Label, which will display the name of the action itself. So we use get text, and we pass in the integer. And that will say, for example, if this was a shoot, then it would say shoot. Next we make the buttons. The integer, the input, the primary input for this one. And if it's clicked, you want to change the key of the index and the first input. And then pretty much the same thing for the second button. Alright, so now that should show all of the actions, and then both the primary and secondary inputs for those actions. Okay, so you can see I've got the pause action has P assigned for the primary input. It has nothing assigned for the secondary input. For the left action, you can use either A or the left arrow. For the right action, you can use D or the right arrow, etc. And you can click on these to change them however you want. And if I was crazy and assigned them all to something really stupid, then I would be in trouble. So what do you do in a case like that? We need another button, and it goes outside of the for loop. And this one we're going to call reset to defaults. And we just call reset inputs, and it doesn't take any arguments, and that will solve that problem. I've still got all of my crazy stupid key bindings. Well, I reset to defaults, and now it fixed the problem that I had. And that's pretty much all you need to know as far as cInput is concerned in making your own GUI menus. Obviously there's a lot more to making GUIs in Unity than that, and making it look good, etc. But that's beyond the scope of this tutorial. If you want to read more about that, then I suggest you use Unity's online reference manual. They've got a pretty good GUI tutorial on there. I hope this video was informative. Thank you very much for watching.